What up, it's your man Flo Rida, and you checking out thestash.com.
I know you came here to see if you a freak.
What up, y'all? Welcome to thestash.com. I'm pleased to be joined by the hit maker himself, Miami's own Flo Rida. How you doing, sir?
Oh, excellent. You, my brother?
I'm good, man. You know, the NBA season just kicked off, and you know, if you've been under a rock or just you know, not watching any TV or watching any sports at all, man, you might not have heard, but it's going down for real.
Definitely.
That's the big single right now,
Definitely.
you know, with Sage The Gemini, and it's been everywhere. So tell me a little bit about how that song came together and how you partnered with ESPN for that to be the main song of the NBA season.
Well, I actually met Sage a couple years ago prior
Nice.
to, you know, everyone being familiar with his success. And most recently we got in the studio and we was just talking, you know, about doing a collaboration. And, you know, this record came about. And I mean, definitely shout out to Lucas, who actually produced the record.
Yeah.
You know, Sage being the life of the party and me being the life of the party. I mean, I thought it'd be, you know, a great combo. As far as the NBA, you know, I've had, you know, songs in movies and things like that, and even had one of my songs playing prior to this record. You know, it's one thing for you to be courtside of the game, but to actually sit down and your song is playing, it's all over the TV, friends, family hitting me up. I mean, it's crazy. And this record is definitely one of those records I feel, you know, gets the players going because, you know, they love music. They listen to music all the time.
Now, speaking of listening to music all the time, like, it's hard to imagine you making songs or listening to songs on your own time that isn't turned up, that isn't party vibes, that isn't, you know, one of those energetic records. You seem to have, like, found out this formula for making party starting, you know, fist pumping records, you know what I'm saying? So first off, tell me a little bit about your songwriting process, and then after that I just want to know if there's anything that you listen to personally that would be a little bit off the beaten path of what you make.
I mean, you know, I'm always either in the sky or living in different hotels, you know. I'm a guy who, I love listening to Jimi Hendrix. I love listening to Lauryn Hill. You know, gospel music as well.
Nice.
You know, my sisters, they grew up singing gospel since they were kids and things like that. My dad plays so many instruments and he sings as well. So I mean, basically, you know, that's what I'm doing all the time.
Now, tell me how you take that and implement that into your songwriting process, especially when it comes to these huge records.
I'm definitely inspired by, you know, just traveling around the world. You know, as far as, you know, coming up with different, I love coming up with the melodies of records first because I think that's, you know, that's what I see. I have the advantage of a lot of people like me going overseas. I mean, I had a couple people come to me and say, I know why, you know, sometimes people don't even speak the same language as you, but you're very successful because you have these very, very catchy melodies. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I might listen to you know, the production, and it goes hand in hand, vice versa. Listen to a beat, you know, come up with something, or I might be on the plane and I get this idea, you know, a lyric idea, you know, and save it in my phone, and then when I think it's the perfect time, you know, attach it to the music.
Now, like you said, you travel all over the world. Your songs are just so universally renowned. Like you said, even though somebody doesn't even speak English, you know what I mean, they know the lyrics, they know the melodies, they know what to dance to, even if they don't even know what you're saying. And you being from Miami, which is like the party capital of America, you know what I'm saying? You've seen lots of different parties.
Yes.
Tell me the difference between partying in Miami and partying around the globe.
I mean, you know, a lot of people travel from around the world to come to Miami. You know, definitely a tourist attraction, as well as just being born and raised in Miami. You have a gumbo of different cultures down there because you have Puerto Rico, which is so close.
Yeah.
You know, you have the Bahamas, Jamaica, you know, Haiti, and all of that. And I think, you know, as far as my musical, my style, you know, I've got a chance to listen to all these different productions and different languages, and they're like, a lot of times it was like a lot of the up-tempo music. So I think that definitely, you know, inspires my music.
Nice. Okay, so, you know, tell me about the album. Like, are you working on a new project? You know, what can we expect from it? When can we expect it?
Well, Going Down For Real is definitely one of the singles on the album. Perfect 10 is the name of the album.
Nice.
You know, after being in the game, you know, 7-8 years, I thought I could come up with something that, you know, made me proud of myself, where I go in the studio and make sure every record, you know, is precisely done, well thought out, great production. So far, I got my man Robin Thicke is on the album.
Nice.
We have Carly Rae Jepsen on the album. My boy Frankie, who produced a lot of the records on my last album, he's doing some production. Like I said before, Sage, he's on the album, just to name a few.
Nice.
And the fans should get the album the top of the year, but we definitely going to drop a couple more singles before we release the album.
Nice. Now answer this question for me. I mean, you came into the game as, a hard-hitting lyricist, you know what I'm saying? Like a real, a guy who had some very, very strong bars, you know what I'm saying? And now a lot of people might, just kind of associate you with these party songs and these up-tempo records and stuff like that. Do you ever get it into you that, you might want to, would you ever want to just go back to making a few records and like where you just spitting like back in the old days, like back in the slip and slide days when you first popped off, or you're very comfortable with where you're at right now?
I mean, I'm never comfortable. I always want to evolve, and I think it's the whole evolution of where I started to now. It's a bigger world out there.
Yes.
Some places I go, I mean, your well-known rapper might not even be known where the places that I get a chance to
perform at.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, at the same time, I mean, on this album, I definitely have some of that. I always, find time for it. Whether it might be a freestyle, something I put out, mixtape, anything like that. But at this point, putting out a mixtape might be like putting out an album, because of the brand is so strong. So
Absolutely.
I'm kind of hesitant with that.
Absolutely. All right. Well, hey, if you ever decide to do it, man, we'll be down to listen to it. Definitely. You're a big sports guy. You know what I mean? The Miami Heat, even though they lost LeBron James, are still looking pretty strong. You know what I mean? Chris Bosh is still out here. Dwayne Wade looks a little healthier than he did last year. Tell me what your NBA prognosis is looking like for the upcoming season.
I mean, I got a chance to go to the preseason game.
Yeah.
By being in town in Miami, and I just think it's all about teamwork, and those guys look like they're very in sync right now. They happy, they smiling. The morale is definitely built up. I mean, when LeBron was there, the arena was definitely packed, and it's still packed. So I mean, that's with the fan support. I think we should do very well.
I mean, they don't look like they've lost much of a step. I mean, if you see them lately, they've been moving, and
they
Chris
balling,
Bosh
man.
looks like his old self, and they look really good. The Dolphins as well. The Dolphins are looking pretty decent.
That was
Tell me
crazy.
about your football picks.
Yeah, I mean, I get 2 for 1 when I go to a Dolphin game.
Nice.
They got Club Live, which is
Right
there.
there.
You know what I'm saying? So we partying, popping champagne and all of that, and enjoying the game. So I mean, now it's definitely a great reason to go and enjoy the game because they definitely balling.
Nice.
But I go regardless. You know what I'm saying? I go for all the home teams, whether it's the Marlins, Heat, or the Dolphins.
Now, not only in basketball and football, you're a big wrestling cat as well. You guest hosted Monday Night Raw.
Definitely.
You performed at WrestleMania.
They like family.
With The Rock and all that type of stuff. So tell me about your history as a wrestling fan. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
like how much you followed it.
I remember my living room going crazy, like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. My mom and my sisters definitely like crazy fans of wrestling. So I mean, that definitely rubbed me the right way, and to actually, I remember the first time that I got a chance to meet The Rock. We performed like at the stadium, the Dolphin Stadium, like 70,000 people. That was just crazy, man, and just sitting back and realizing how far music could take you, crossing the boundaries of, whether it's football, basketball, wrestling. I mean, that goes back to saying, that's why, I always try to evolve versus just stick in one place.
Yeah, I mean, and there's that connection too, because he's from Miami, you're from Miami, you know what I'm saying? You both grew up in that type of area, you know what I'm saying?
Most
so
definitely.
Music and sports makes it take you far.
Hand in hand.
Absolutely. So tell me just about, what can we expect for the next single? Like, have you been working with, getting another collaboration for the single? You're gonna go solo? Like, what's it gonna look like for the follow-up to Going Down for Real?
As far as the follow-up, I have a lot of different records that could very well be the next single, but I'm definitely gonna sit with my crew and we figure out, which one we're gonna go with.
No rush. This one is doing really well. There's no rush yet, but yeah.
Yeah, so.
Absolutely. Cool, man. So it was a great talk to you. Appreciate you
as well, my brother.
Thank you, man.
God bless. Always a pleasure.
I'm throwing these Emirates in the sky, spinning this